Hi all, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing okay. I just wanted to bring you a few bits and pieces that are making the news and during the rumours around the paddock. Um, and I've got a second video coming up which tries to explain the sprint race format for the upcoming Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which is quite confusing actually. So we'll start with this one first. Lance Stroll faces being in the shadow of teammate Fernando Alonso at Aston Martin after the two-time world champion opened his season with three podiums. Lance Stroll has been told to fire a huge warning shot at Fernando Alonso as they battle for the top spot at Aston Martin. Former world champion and now F1 commentator Damon Hill says that Stroll needs to make his ambitions clear to become number one driver at Aston Martin this season and effectively ending Alonso's career. Hill told the F1 Nation podcast, form, has to be maintained, sustained over time. It's no good just a blip, a one off event. So he'd have to make it his ambition this year. He'd have to set his goal as ending Fernando Alonso's career. Now that sounds brutal, but that's what George Russell is trying to do against Lewis Hamilton. That's what Nico Hulkenberg is trying to do with Kevin Magnussen. You have to establish yourself as the undisputed king, number one in that team. Alonso, luckily, has no thoughts of retirement though. He told Bang& Olufsen's YouTube channel that he believes a third world title is possible. He said, "That's why I keep racing, obviously. You know the challenge it is big. You know that you need to obviously overcome some difficulties and some top teams that are now on top of the sport. But yeah, I train every day thinking that the third title is possible. I'm still fresh, I'm still motivated, I still enjoy every single day. I wake up in the morning and I'm happy of what I'm doing. So yeah, there is a few more years, I think, more for me, and hopefully with a title contender in the future." And on to Christian Horner now. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner isn't getting carried away about their strong start to the season. Horner has shared rumours among the paddock that Ferrari and Mercedes are planning major updates when the 2023 season hits Europe. He told Sky Sports a lot of things could change. There are rumours of big updates for Mercedes and Ferrari once we get to Europe. And speaking of Ferrari, apparently there is a civil war brewing at Ferrari. And if things weren't bad enough already at Ferrari, there are reports mounting that a high degree of tension now exists between Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. Leclerc was unhappy with his teammates' conduct in qualifying at the Australian Grand Prix, and team principal Fred Vasseur is facing a potential intervention to cool the war of words. With that in mind, Ferrari's right to review request regarding Carlos Sainz will be heard by stewards on April the 18th. Sainz received a 5-second penalty for a collision with Fernando Alonso after a late restart in the Australian Grand Prix, but Sainz was furious, prompting Ferrari to appeal the decision. The FIA has confirmed that Albert Park stewards will virtually meet Sainz and a Ferrari representative, where Ferrari must provide significant new and relevant evidence for the case to be reopened. If the conditions are met, a new hearing would decide to uphold or overturn the original penalty or impose a different punishment. So that's that. Like I said, I just wanted to bring you a few of the talking points ahead of Azerbaijan. And my thoughts on Lance Stroll and Fernando Alonso. Now, I think Lance isn't a bad driver. I think the problem there is he's not being noticed by other teams because he's driving for his dad's team. So all these other teams are going to assume that he's going to end up staying there regardless. But when you look at Lawrence Stroll, who I think, for the sake of Aston Martin, is desperate to win a world title, a championship title, because it'll help the brand sell and so on like that. But I don't think Stroll is in a position to basically end Fernando Alonso's career. And I've not been a massive fan of Alonso over the years. I respect him, and certainly watching him in the Aston Martin this year, phenomenal. You know, to jump in a car, a new team, and deliver results like that is pretty spectacular. So I'm interested to see where Aston Martin go with this. And as I said, I don't think Stroll's in a position just yet to challenge Fernando Alonso as the number one driver within the team. But yeah, again, let me have your thoughts. Thanks for all the new subscribers. You know, it's brilliant. I do like to hear what you guys have got to say. I really do. So I've got another video coming out very shortly, trying to explain the sprint format for 2023. It's confusing, and I don't quite think everyone's on the same page with what, you know, how it's going to play out over a weekend. But I'll try and give you an update on what I've worked out is the likely scenario for a sprint format. So until the next time, take care. Cheers.